Hello my scrappy friends and welcome to my channel again today. This is my first share for Cut to You for February, and I am using this beautiful Blossom cut file, and as one of the main sponsors for CSI challenges this year I am working with case file 309 to create this page. So immediately I was inspired by the colours, and then the word love jumped out at me. This is the photo I'm scrapping is of my children and my nan. So I'm just showing you there. I've cut my cut file on craft cardstock. I'm kind of going a little bit backwards here. No, I'm not. No, I'm not going a bit backwards. Sorry. So I've cut my file on craft cardstock, and I have copied the file in Silhouette Studio, pasted it, and then played with my page layout in Silhouette Studio and welded the two florals together so that it came out as one big die cut essentially. I wanted to add a little bit of texture and interest to this cut file, so I'm using some black archival ink. This ink pad is not super juicy, so it's not really black, but I am just stamping all over that and doing multiple stamps to get the different shades of black. I'm going to pop that aside to dry. Now, while I wanted to back this cut file, so what I'm doing here is, this is the cut file that I cut, and I've gone back in, I've gone right click, release compound path, and then I've zoomed in and I've selected all the pieces of that floral that I wanted to use. I have copied those and then opened a new document and pasted that there. I have then made the pieces on the new document into a compound path again, gone to the offset button, and I am doing an offset of 0.05. You can see I've just zoomed in there. I'm deleting the inside line and I'm left with the piece that I need cut. I'm going to show you again. So I'm selecting the pieces, copying them, pasting them onto the other document, selecting them all, make compound path, offset 0.075, deleting the internal lines, and I am left with the piece to back. So then I laid out my papers on my cutting mat exactly as they were on my screen, and I've cut the different pieces to back my cut file. So you can see that is my cut file all backed, and the Cameo did most of the hard work for me by cutting all those internal pieces. If you have any questions about that process, please leave them below. I hope I've explained it. I hope you could keep up. But yeah, if you do have any questions, please feel free to ask. I have got this photo of, like I said, my nan and my two boys. It was taken not last Boxing Day, the Boxing Day before. As I was flipping through my photos, I came across this photo and went, oh, that will be perfect for this challenge. And so I then pulled out the Vicky Boughton Wildflower and Honey collection because I thought that would be a perfect match. And I'm using this beautiful black and off-white painty stripe as my background. Wanted to add some gold, so I'm just using my Hide Swap Colour Shine, adding some sprinkles, and I'm going to come back in with a paintbrush as well for some bigger splatters. Just squeezing those bristles together. There you go. And I'm just going to set this aside to dry once I'm happy with the splatters I've got there. And get to work on my layers. So these are the pieces that I had put through my Cameo to cut the inside pieces, and I'm going to use those to layer behind my photo, starting with some gold tissue paper. Just going to transfer the date over. Hadn't quite trimmed the photo down properly, so I'll fix that up. Just layering that tissue paper behind, and then I'm going to come in with, like I said, these offcuts and just layer them behind my photo, being aware that the right hand side is probably going to be tucked into the layers of the floral. trimming those down. And I'm just applying adhesive to the bits of paper that aren't cut out, obviously. Trying to work out how I can layer this so I'm happy with it. Get it all layered up, and then you'll see in a sec when I put it with the floral cluster, that colour that I'm just trimming down now is sitting right up against that colour on the cut file. So I'm going to pull my cut file back in a sec, I think. No, I'm just going to add in this orange, which I muck around with for ages before I decide. And you can see, so where I'm going to tuck that in, that dark teal colour is sitting right up against more of that dark teal colour. It's just kind of blending in. So I do look for a little while for another layer to tuck in behind that. I found this branding strip with the black, which is the back of that teal. So I'm going to do that just so that the photo stands out a little bit more. And that will be my final layer behind the photo. Okay, so from here, just working out exactly where I want that placed. I'm like, yep, that's where I want it. So I'm going to stick my photo to my cut file so that I can move all of that as one big piece. I am going to pop up the layers that are on top of the photo. There's enough white space, like empty space in that photo, that I'm quite happy to cover some of it up. And you don't really lose any of the idea of what's happening in the photo. I'm just adding some glue and some foam. You can see I've added added all that on the back there. Because I haven't gone crazy with my mixed media in the background, I'm just using my ATG to stick all this down. Just pressing it down to make sure it's stuck. And I'm really happy with how that looks. So because I've used such a big cut file, most of the work is done for me. I don't feel like I want to add too much more. I don't want to take away from those florals. They're beautiful. I love the colors in them. So I'm just going to add a few more embellishments. I'm going to start with some gold thread, and I'm going to use the last two of these butterflies from this collection. They are gorgeous. You did see that I did move both of them around a little bit to find the right placement. Adding in some glue. I'm going to stick that butterfly on the top corner there, making sure I don't cover up my Nan's head. Sorry for the close-up of my hair. I'm really happy with how that looks. I'm just going to add in a couple of layers of foam behind the butterfly wings so it doesn't go flat and smooshed. Don't think I make you watch all of this. So just cutting little pieces and adding them in. I'm going to do the same on the other wing. And I'm using my stapler to make sure that all sticks down. So I pulled this sticker Adore from the 6x12 sticker sheet, and I'm just going to move it around a few different places till I get the right placement. I do like it at the bottom of the photo, so that is almost where it's going to stay, just there. So I like the contrast between the black and the white and how it overlaps the photo there. Again, there's a lot of empty space on this photo. I added in some circle stickers and then another sticker down to the bottom right hand side of that big floral where my journaling and date are. I don't actually know what happened to the rest of my footage, but I didn't do too much more. I've added some thread behind my title, added that butterfly above my title, and like I said, a couple more stickers. I really like those little tassel dangly stickers, so I added those in. yeah, you can see the dimension there that I've got with those flowers. So yeah, make sure I will leave links to the CSI challenge blog. I will also leave links to purchase this cut file in the store. If you have any questions, please make sure you leave them below. This was a super fun page to put together, especially considering my Cameo did most of the work for me. As always, thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you again with another share very soon.